Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. You know, this is the reason why I say we have a problem with the black community. This is the reason why I can't stand the black community. And this is the reason why I do not want to be associated with the black community. Because of things like this. Black people will never hold their own accountable. Ever. Sure, there's a certain handful of black people that might, but the rest will not. Instead, they'll just give them money. We have this guy here, Carmelo Anthony, not the guy that is the basketball player, but the kid that stabbed another kid in the heart for being in the wrong tent, right? That's what's going on here. This guy has received at least over at this point now $250,000 on this. This is insane. We're gonna go over it. So we have this here from the People magazine or whatever. It says, family of Texas teenager accused of killing track rival has raised more than $80K for his legal defense. Now, this is particularly on about April 7th. So this was, I guess, yesterday. He's gotten up to $350K. At least on Gives and Go. So it says here, the family of 16-year-old Camilo family has raised more than $85,000 in donations for his legal defense. Anthony was charged with murder following the stabbing death of April of Austin Metcalf at a track meet in Frisco, Texas on April 2nd. An attorney for Anthony was claimed that the stabbing was done in self-defense. The family of the Texas teenager accused of fatally stabbing a fellow high school track star has started a legal defense fund on his behalf. At a fundraiser on Goes and Go, the family of 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, who was charged with murder following the death of a 17-year-old Austin Metcalf on April 2nd, wrote that the accusations against the teen were false, unjust, and harmful. This is the official support fund for Carmelo and his family during his challenging and difficult time. The family's budget states the narrative being spread is false, unjust, and harmful. We're going to be going over that, by the way. So, yeah, that's what's going on here. And we have this here from Fox News saying, online fundraiser for Texas track meet stabbing nears 150K. Notice how it's just going up. Now, this is, we said 80K, this is 150K. And it says here, a online fundraiser for Carmelo Anthony, the Texas high school student accused of stabbing fellow 70-year-old student athlete Austin Metcalf to death at a Frisco, Texas track meet last week, is nearing $150,000 in total donations. So, yeah. Isn't it great the way black people just try to raise up criminals, right? It is abhorrent. And people wonder why are you so hard on black people, JMReports? Because of this exact reason. Black people cannot hold themselves accountable. It is kryptonite to them. If they are ever, God forbid, in the hands of a white person, let's go off people. I think I remember saying this, something like similar to this beforehand, right? So we have this here from Colin Rugg, pretty much saying here, Frisco police are launching an investigation after social media users started spreading fake details about the murder of Austin Metcalf. Multiple anonymous accounts were launched on social media in an effort to justify the murder of Metcalf and defend Carmelo Anthony. According to the Justice Police Department, anonymous accounts claiming to be Frisco Police Department and Collin County officials were launched to spread fake information about the murder. One account pretending to be the police chief shared a fake reporter to set the record straight against far-right bloggers. The post falsely claimed that Metcalf sucker punched Anthony and that Metcalf smashed Anthony's phone. Frisco Police Chief David A. Shilson says the person who created the fake statement will be investigated and will face third-degree felony charges, impersonation. So, let's go.
Just because the kid was mad, my son is not here anymore, and I don't understand it.
Tell me about Austin. What do you want people to know about your boy?
He was the most amazing kid. Oh, so smart. He had college football guys looking at him to play in college. His goal was to play in college. He just wanted to play football. His life was going to the gym and working out and being a leader on his football team. And he just had such ambitions and a drive that it's hard to find in a kid. And he's just such a good spirit, and so many kids loved him, and his brother's lost his best friend.
They're twins, right?
Yeah, identical twins. Yeah.
They've been like...
They are the best of friends. Like, just... I'm so worried about my son because he's going to have to face this world alone now because he had a brother that was with him the whole time, and now he's going to have to do it alone. And I'm just so worried about him. I really am.
Was Hunter with Austin today?
He was. They made him go away when they were doing CPR on him, but he was there when he was stabbed, and he was holding, I guess, the wound to keep it from. He was trying to save his brother. But I think he said he saw when he took his last breath and before the CPR came back in. So for what I heard, he was unresponsive for 5 minutes. They were able to revive him a little, but I think it was too little too late.
What can the community do for your family?
They need to support the kids at the school. Austin was loved by so many people. They need to know that there's other people out there for them and not against them, and
I will end it here, but there's also this that I want to give to you all right? Like, what here or what is going on with this particular situation. So we have this here, right, guys? So these are the people that are spreading lies. These are the people that are giving it. This is the reason why. And Kevin Hayes, he's another black person, and he's been doing this, right? He says, the truth about Carmelo, let's set the record straight. Enough of the misinformation. Let's talk about facts. It's normal for students from different schools to gather under another school's tent. No. Carmelo had friends there. He wasn't trespassing or looking for trouble. A claim that one of the twins had never seen Carmelo before, a blatant lie. You're going to have to prove why that's a blatant lie. No student has the right to remove another student from a school-owned tent. Yeah, but regardless, it doesn't matter if that's the case or not. It does not mean that you go out and stab someone in the heart and kill them. So I don't know where you're going with this. The school owns the tent, not the twins. That doesn't matter. You can ask somebody to please move. It's not that difficult. You don't have to go into a rage fit and attack someone and kill them. Carmelo is a track athlete. The twins are not. He wasn't even expecting to see them there. Now, here's what they don't want you to know. It doesn't really matter if it's like, just because you are a track athlete or not a track athlete, regardless of the situation, if it was or not, does not mean that you have the right or the ability to off someone, all right? Plain and simple. And you can be part of another sport and want to watch another sport. What are we doing here? Like, what are you saying? The twins didn't just ask him to leave. They tried to jump him. That's a lie. Before attacking him, they tried to take his belongings, broke his phone, and stomped on it. That's also another lie. The twins are known bullies. That's a lie again. So ask yourself, if 200 LLB attackers came at your child, what would you expect them to do? And yet, despite everything, the media is trying to destroy Carmelo's name. They keep posting a picture of him with an airsoft gun, not even a real firearm, to manipulate public perception. Why? Because they want to paint him as a criminal instead of a victim. Says, let's talk about who Carmelo really is. A respectful, well-mannered young man. Fulbright student with multiple college offers. Know about that one. A kid with zero criminal history, not even a blemish. Right, we're going to get into that one. A son raised in a loving home by parents who taught him right from wrong. Right, because apparently, right from wrong is stabbing someone in the heart. All right? Okay, let me put it perfectly honest here. Nobody is going to a track meet with a knife. Nobody. There is zero reason to go to a track meet with a knife, let alone a knife that is long enough and sharp enough to go directly to the heart and instantly kill someone. We're not talking about like a butter knife here. We're not even talking about a pocket knife. We're talking about a knife big enough to go through the actual chest cavity and stab somebody in the heart. It's like you are looking for trouble at that point. He goes on to say here, life was lost and that is tragic, but what's also tragic is the way the media is twisting the story to fit their own agenda. Carmelo defended himself against violent aggressors. That is not a crime. Do not let the media race bait you. Do not let them manipulate the facts. Justice will prevail, all blah, 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 this stupid piece of garbage. So that's what we have here, right? But now we're going to go look at the facts, all right? We're going to go look at the things that everybody needs to see here, all right? So one of the big facts here are this. So we have this here, and it's not difficult to understand what's going on. So we have this here. This is the arrest report for all this. It says, track on the north end, there was a chain link fence that separated me from the suspect. I gave the suspect instructions to keep his hands up in the air. During this time, the suspect said verbally out loud, I was protecting myself. It should be noted that I had not questioned him about the incident when he made that comment. I asked him if he had any weapons, and he said no. I patted him down for weapons while we were walking along the fence, and I did not locate any on this person. I instructed the male to continue walking along the fence, which he complied, towards an area where there was an opening in the fence that led off the track. While walking him off the track, the suspect also said he put his hands on me. I then detained the suspect in handcuffed behind his back, and had him sit down on the ground. Officer A. Rickley had arrived on scene at the time. I conducted another pat-down of his person and then searched this person after he gave me consent. No weapons were located. While the suspect sat on the ground, I advised that I had alleged the suspect. The suspect then responds and says, I'm not alleged, I did it. Oh! Well then, admission of guilt. That what do we have here? Next, Officer Ricky and I walked the suspect to the patrol vehicle, blah, 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 doesn't really matter, which was on the northeast gate of Curran-Cadell Stadium. As we were walking to the squad car, the suspect was emotional and said he put his hands on me, and I told him not to. I did not question the suspect about the incident while he was escorted to the patrol vehicle. I searched this person once again, and I had him sit in the back seat area of the patrol vehicle, blah, 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 blah. But while the subject was in the seat, I noticed fresh blood on his left middle finger. I verbally acknowledged that I saw the blood out loud, so that it would be captured on my body-worn camera. It should be also noted that the suspect asked me, is he going to be okay while he's in the back seat? I then identified the suspect. He provided his name and date of birth verbally as Carmelo Anthony with a date of birth, which I ran through FPD dispatch. Officer J. Hancock arrived on scene and remained with me and the subject at this point. Carmelo was then checked via a school to also confirm his identity. The identifying information to provide a match the individual had in custody. Next, I was advised by Sergeant Harlan to transport the subject of the Frisco PD jail. Officer Hancock and I transported him to PD jail. Again, I did not question Carmelo, whatever. Now, here comes the big spicy meatball, because we have all the information here of what is also going on. So we're going to go here, and it says, Sergeant Olis walked up to the visitors' bleachers and observed the victim being treated by Frisco Fire Department personnel and also the athletic trainers. The weather began to turn, and it began to heavily downpour rain. At this time, some of the FSIDD staff moved into the memorial tent to cover the victim and the FFD personnel. Sergeant Otis began using the city-issued phone to snap crime scene photos to preserve as much of the scene as possible due to the weather and the large gathering of people that were involved in the incident. Other officers began to settle a crime scene with tape moving on non-essential personnel out of the immediate area. The officers on scene were informed that the knife that was used was tossed and was still believed to be somewhere close. Eventually, one of the witnesses said they remember seeing it on the bleachers still. Officer Schultz was able to locate the knife. It was located between rows 9 and 10 near the seat 30 closest to the aisle partially open. The rain began to come down again heavily, and it was determined that instead of moving the knife, the officers would cover it with a large blue tarp. Archers and Otis assisted in preserving the immediate crime scene as much as possible while the other personnel tended to the victim and eventually transported him. At around this time, Officer Wessel had the crime scene logged and began logging the individuals on the call to the best of his abilities. So, what we have here is what they're talking about. Now, we're going to read the actual report of what some of these people said, because you're going to have to say there's going to be a lot of white supremacy here, right? So, again, what we have here is just a list of what's going on. As officers worked the scene, I was asked to respond to the stadiums and could speak with the people. While with them, I was told to take their samples from them and later turned over to Sergeant Bassinet. And after we relieved, I was asked to make contact with all of the athletes that have been placed on school. So, all these people's names has been redacted, obviously, because they're kids and they shouldn't have to be here. But these people are all the people that witnessed the incident. So where we have it. So again, this is what's going on here. And we have this here where this woman, with this from Asmongold, but this girl says this guy has been in previous fights before.
He says, and told us this.
I'm in shock because it's like, I wouldn't expect that from him. I only know him fighting and stuff, like, you know, but to take someone's life is just like a different level.
And I feel like if you thought.
So, again, this guy was in fights previously before. And this is the guy in question that we're doing it here, right? Right. This is the individual. This is the individual right here. Seems great. Seems like a great guy, right? So again, this is what happened. Says from Chicago Ray says, looks like Carmelo Anthony isn't getting out of jail anytime soon. GoFundMe just returned the money to the senders. GoFundMe doesn't allow those accused of violent crimes to use its services just for Austin Metcalf. And then we have Give Send Go, which still has these people. Now, you guys are going to find it very interesting because I once said this before. Remember when I said that the family was going to defend their son and say, oh, he's a good boy? Well, guess what? We have this here. It says, the narrative being spread is false, unjust, and harmful. As a family of faith, we are deeply grateful for all of your support during this trying period. Your prayers and assistance mean more to us now more than ever, the Anthony family. So, that's what's this being said here, right? Well, I'm pretty sure I said this before. I won't be surprised if we end up finding out that this is a single mother household with this kid. Would not be surprised. Also, I will not be surprised. Here's one or two things that's going to happen here. It's either a single mother household, or there's both parents in the house, but they'll play the victim. They will say, oh, well, he was such an innocent good boy. He would never do this. I think it's racism. That's what's going to happen. It's just amazing being right, isn't it? It's just amazing being right. And of course, we have this here where where the GoFundMe removed Kyle Rittenhouse's account, right? They removed his account for donation, and he only got it back after he was acquitted, right? That was the only thing that happened. So, that being said here, is that we have Kayla Hayes to come about it and receipt it, and this is disgusting, and it's really annoying. I can't stand these people. I can't stand anything that goes on with this community. It's terrible. This is the reality of all of this. It's disgusting, and this is what the black community does. This is what the black community does. At this point, screw you, black community. Go after yourself. You support criminals. You support murderers. And I can't be a part. I cannot want people to be near the black community at all. I won't blame a single white person that's one near a black person, because you will allow a black person to murder another person and then give them money for it. Why would anybody want to be near you? All right, guys, that's it for the video. Let's guys share. As always, take care, my friends.